Friends, hello and welcome back. Hopefully everyone's having a beautiful day. So we're going to try something a little bit different. PUCKDOKU taking over the internet world lately. If you haven't played PUCKDOKU, basically the way it works, here's your grid. You know, you got, you pick a square, your square here being Buffalo, Toronto. You have to pick a player that has played for both Buffalo and Toronto in their career. You go in the middle, you pick Chicago. You got to find a player that played for both Chicago and Minnesota. It's a fun little game. Test your hockey knowledge. I'm being completely honest. I am not the greatest at this. No, I'm not very good at all. You know, my NHL history goes on, oddly enough, doing videos like this, doing some sort of build, doing some sort of history thing, players that play for this team kind of thing. You know, we're going to have to get back into doing those to brush up a little bit. Nonetheless, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to build a franchise. We're just going to pick a team. I think today we're going to pick the Buffalo Sabres, you know. So we're not going to follow the whole entire grid. Unless it's something you want to see us try to do in the future, want to watch the struggle because it's a good time. I might be here a while. But anyway, today there's the Buffalo, Chicago, Montreal. We could do any of those. We're going to try Buffalo. And what's going to happen is we have to choose a player that played for both Buffalo and Toronto, Buffalo and Minnesota, and Buffalo in a 90-plus save percentage season. And we're going to get to take those three players and we're going to get to put those on the Buffalo Sabres team of today. And we're going to see if we can turn that team into a Stanley Cup winner based on just those PUCKDOKU players. So let's go. Buffalo and Toronto. Buffalo and Toronto. Michael? Just kidding. I mean, I always get to mixed up. How are Andrew Chuck? Yeah. Played for them both? I think so. Why? What is it with Andrew Chuck and Howard? Am I the only one that confuses those two people? I think it's Andrew Chuck. I'm trying to think of Hall of Famers. I feel like that's the easiest thing to do. I'm being completely honest. The easiest thing to do because, well, they have hot cards. Our NHL knowledge, if you're newer to our channel, we got into the video game first. Like I knew Sidney Crosby was, and I knew that was it. You know, I didn't even know Columbus had a hockey team. When I got into NHL, that's how little I followed the sport. But I loved the game. A friend got me into the game. Really enjoyed playing the game. It got, slowly got into this sport. That was NHL 13. So, imagine the progression 14, 15. Started to follow it a little bit. So we struggled before then, but Andrew, can I type in his last name? I love this, like, Dave Andrew. He played until 2006? Yeah, we're going to take it. You're going to give it to us, 7%. Great, good player for the team. You know what? I have a question. Don't you guys be lying. Not cheating's not right. Cheating's not fun. The point of the game is to not cheat, so it's not any fun if you just look players up to get a good score like that. But have you ever just, I'm having a hard time thinking of a name, and, it was like, Davison, no. Ulf Dolly. See, now, is that cheating? Sometimes I draw a complete blank. That may or may not happen sometimes. Confessions. It's not enough to play for the team. That's the hardest part for me, I think, sometimes, is running through the list of players. When you look at a blank board like this, and you just sit there trying to think of players in the first place. And then you go down to players list, and you're like, oh, that's easy. But Minnesota's not a storied franchise. There was an expansion team, 2000, 2001. They ain't been around that long, so that's going to be a short list. I keep wanting to think like Brodin. Did Brodin play for both of them? I mean, Scandella? Did Scandella play for Buffalo? I feel like he played for Buffalo. The scapegoat here is Eric Stahl. Eric Stahl's played for like half the league. Did he play for Buffalo at some point? Yeah, Deb, right? I really feel like Scandella played for Buffalo, though. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. See, Andrew Chuck was a layup. I mean, you're talking about one of the greats out there. This one's not a layup. And part of me wants to sound intelligent and put Scandella on this list. Now, if we get it wrong... Ooh, no, how's that going to work? See, if we get it wrong, we still have 8 shots left. Technically, we shouldn't have any left because we're just fill up the whole board. We're going to give it 2 shots. We're going to give it a couple shots. I want to feel good about this one. Marco. I didn't care if you're any good at the game anymore. He's still playing... Oh, he's going to have a terrible rating. Let's go, baby! Woo! I knew it! Trust the instinct. That's a 3%er. A 3%er. Yeah, pumping it up. All right, 90 save. This is an easy one. Possibly one of the greatest goalies. Arguably, there are some people that argue with you. Dominic Hasek. And boy, was he nasty back in the day. I tell you what, you get one like that right, and it makes you want to play a little bit more. 36%, as you expect. Save percentage, just for good time. Crawford, gotcha. I've never successfully filled out one of these. I'm gonna be completely honest. Montreal, Price, gotcha. The easy ones. I love it when they give you stats. But who do we go with after that? Chicago and Toronto. That's got to be a legendary play. It's got to be a guy that's been around for Toronto and Montreal. That seems like teams that just being rivals. They don't ever want to play on the same teams together. Minnesota and Chicago. You know, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Nah, maybe we shouldn't do that. We could still throw Eric Stahl out there. Eric Stahl played for the Blackhawks. Same point. I can't think of Eric Stahl. I don't think Eric Stahl ever touched the Blackhawks. Oh, we're gonna put him in there though, because I can't think of anybody else. Eric Stahl, not playing. It's unfortunate. Okay. All right. We got 3 shots left. Montreal and Toronto. I'm really embarrassed not to be able to know. Did LaFontaine play for both of these teams? Did he play for either of these teams? It did happen. You guys are nothing. Nothing at all. But Daryl Sittler. What about Doug Gilmore? Did Doug Gilmore play? They feel like he's the guy that played for like half the league. I gotta really brush up on our knowledge here. I'm putting Gilly in there. Gilmore, how do you spell your name? That's it. That's a hit, right? Yeah, 9%. All right. That's it. That's all I got to offer here. Toronto and Chicago. This ain't it. I don't want you guys to look at what's about to happen. I'm really drawing a blank here. Taze Kane, the present, Duncan Keith. There's definitely no Keith happening. There was no Gustafson played for Toronto for a little bit. Definitely not a Seth Jones. I don't think Caleb Jones. Where was Caleb Jones? It was in Chicago. Again, not Kane. Crawford didn't make it around. I don't think. Who was Chicago's backup goalie? I feel like goalies, for some reason, are the ones that are easy for me to remember personally. Was he ever a backup goalie over there? Jack Campbell. That was L.A. Freddie Anderson. Yeah. There's so many good Blackhawks players out there. We're going to go with Stan Nikita. Listen. As soon as I find him. I don't know who he played for, Stan Nikita. I can't even say his name right. I'm an embarrassment. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, we have one shot left. We wasn't even planning on filling this all the way out. We just kind of tried to do... Man, Montreal and Minnesota. That seems like an easy one. And I'm struggling with it. You know, who's Minnesota and Chicago guy? I feel like Chicago and Toronto should really be the easy one that we're struggling with. Thornton, no. Spezza? Spezza, see, we could have... I don't think Spezza would work. There's no way Spezza's been in Chicago. He's been around, though. So what do you have to lose by trying? Nah, that ain't it. 6 and 9. That's all right. Keep going. Now we're good. We're going to keep going because we want to look at our players. Actually, now let's view the stats. Oh, Belfour. Okay. Belfour, 10%. Jake McCabe, Flaherty. Easy. I was never got. Peter Mrazek played for both? I forgot all about it. Okay. Okay. All right. Sure. Fleury. Fleury was in Chicago, Minnesota. I can't believe I didn't realize that. Ryan Hartman. See, I was thinking Hartman, but I was like, man, he played for Chicago. For some reason I was thinking Nashville. Isn't he a Predator? That ain't it. Stalock, Barker, Kim Johnson, John Scott, Kudobin. Kudobin played for both? Okay, then. Oh, see, Eric Stahl. I knew one would fit Eric Stahl. Montreal, Minnesota. I took him for the wrong one. It was a good check. He fits out everywhere. John Mellergal, Jen Yuck and company. Anyway, I won't get on the whole list just in case you guys want to play. Nonetheless, we're going to jump into franchise mode. We get Dominic Hasek, Jason Pominville. I know we don't get Jason Pominville. What did we choose? Let's go back to what we had. I already forget who we had. Back to the game. So we get Dominic Hasek, Jason, Marco Scandella, and Dave Andreychuk. All right, so we have put the team together. We have some former players. We're looking at Tage Thompson. Tage Thompson's got a 91 overall. Good for him. Tage Thompson, Jeff Skinner, Alex Tuck on that first line, Olofsson, Cousins, Andreychuk. Actually going to be a second liner on this team. A much needed depth option over this Buffalo Sabres team. This is the top 6 that can put up points. And they can do some more Darlene, Yokoharu, power. We're going to see some depth there. Good depth, though. Nothing wrong with having a little depth in Scandal. And this is a team, you look at the overalls, look at the stats. I'm a little bit worried about Yokoharu in the first unit, but I think, Darlene will be all right. And you look at Hasek coming up in there, a huge upgrade for this Buffalo Sabres team. If there's ever a guy that can do it, I mean, Hasek's obviously the one, but we're going to go ahead and jump into a season. I'm still not feeling the most confident, but I think, anything happen in season mode. Anything can happen when you have Hasek in net. You got Darlene out there. I mean, Thompson's an elite play-making ability kind of center, at least in this video game. And I tell you what, I don't know. I'm teetering with it. I've been thinking about this for a while. I've been trying to think of a way to play some PUCKDOKU on the channel. I'm like, I enjoy this game. I think a lot of people enjoy the game. I don't know if it's getting old and stale for people. I still don't play it a lot because I honestly, I'm competitive and I take it too serious, and I'll stare at that screen for a good half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, I better during the week. I'm like, I probably should be a little bit more productive. On the weekend, I'm killing some time or something, and it's fun to kind of play with other people as well. As much as, you don't want to cheat, you want to do it yourself. It's kind of fun to go over with your friends and stuff. It's one of those kind of things. That's why you see a lot of people share it on Twitter and whatnot. I love it. Seeing each other's scores. Just don't be a cheater. Just don't be cheating. Just let me cheat. You make me feel bad about myself. Who is it? Snipe and Score, whatever. If you ever watch his roster mode or YouTube videos, man, I seen him do it. I'm like, I know why yours this good. That guy is a roster building machine. And I love it. I love his dedication to the game. I was like, yeah, I know good and well. And all the time you put into NHL and all that time, how much fun he has building rosters, looking at history and watching hockey and everything. Like, does not surprise me you're putting all these 1 and 2 percenters on. Nonetheless, Buffalo is going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs. How about these Buffalo Sabres? Not too shabby. Tuck led the team in points, had a 62 burger, 60 for Thompson, Andrew Chuck 59, Darlene 56 with a plus 15. We're going to take a look at this goaltending action. 905, and that is why the goalie overall is irrelevant in this game. Boston, Tampa Bay, Buffalo. Buffalo, all right. I was going to say tough draw, but it was Tampa or it was going to be Boston, so we'll be all right. It was a really weak Atlantic, though. Wow, 86 points for the Leafs ended up making it. So it was the Metro dominant. 105 there. Who was the good? Who was the good division? It looks like it was balanced across the board, unless the Central dominated. Yeah, pretty balanced. Not too many 100-point scoring teams. Here we go, though. Let's jump into these playoffs. I feel like this video is. I'm trying to think how long the video was. I'm trying to be mindful of it. We might sim through this quickly. 2-1 early. Buffalo's gonna go run right through those Tampa Bay Lightning. Just kidding. That's on road game. Gotta win the road game. They're gonna lose the road game. All of a sudden down 3-2 in the series. Let's jump into it. A little quick sim action. Never hurt nobody. 1-1 after one. Petrika. Nonetheless, with the goal there, it's 3-1 in Tampa. Hash giving up a couple. We want to see if Hash could carry this team in the postseason. Right now, it has been all Toronto Maple Leafs. Buffalo trying to bounce, or not Toronto, Tampa Bay Lightning. There's Andrechuk. The addition to the squad making some noise. Power play Lightning. You got to do better than that. The power play, that's a tough power play to stop. Stammer's going to put one in the back of net, and it looks all but the deal is sealed. The Tampa Bay Lightning going to win in round 1, but Buffalo made it. Buffalo, I thought there was a long shot. They did make the playoffs, though, and that is going to wrap things up for this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate you consider liking, subscribe. You never have to. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.